1, 2, 3. NEVERWORNS. NEVERWORNS. Hello everyone, my name is Liana and I'm the host of NEVERWORNS, and today we are meeting a fabulous, delicious guest from across the pond. She is a fashion journalist. She is an author of How to Be a Goth, Tish Weinstock, London It Girl, here in New York City on my turf. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Weirdly not jet lagged. Feeling good.
Okay,
feeling fresh.
It's all the vitamins,
yes,
as you would say. I said that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay, fine. I feel like 3 takes.
Yeah, it's
Anyways, Tish, I'm so excited to speak with you today about the clothes that you have just not given enough love to and why. We're gonna do a little schmata shrinking of the brain. We're gonna learn a little bit more about Tish, and we're gonna kiki. We're gonna chat.
Great. I can't wait.
But Tish, I've known you for a while. I've been following you for a while. You are a journalist. You are now the author of the book
How to Be a Goth. Notes on Undead Style, and it is a love letter to those sort of more macabre women throughout the ages.
It's fab, and there's like history, there's personal stories, there's fashion, there's like a whole entire melange of like delicious, fab things in there that I love, and the illustrations are killer, I have to say.
Yes, they are by Aurel Schmidt, a major artist. The illustrations were really key for me to not present the goth as a sort of Morticia Addams-esque person. That's why these sort of disgruntled animal folk that she's created work, because it means that anyone can be a goth. Even if you read the book.
Even me.
Yeah, baby goth.
Baby goth, he's coming. And you've been modeling a bit?
Yes.
Wait, what did you call it again?
A geriatric model, because I feel like most models start when they're 12.
But fine, you're only 16, it's fine.
I know, I'm just 4 years out of the game. In recent years, people have thought that I'd maybe be okay at modeling, so I've walked for a few shows and been in some stuff.
Oh, we're the London It Girl, basically, right? Can I say that? Is that like a slur these days? I don't know.
No, we love an It Girl.
Okay, fab. Well, we're with one right now in New York City. Home turf, baby.
Yeah, very happy to be here.
Okay, good.
On this bed with you.
A lot of people have said that before to me.
But who's meant to, though?
Yeah, and you're the first person to say that on camera, so.
Great.
We got that on camera.
Write that down.
But listen, I love everything here. I love all of the clothes. I was gasping at a lot of the pieces. I have to say, we need the McQueen skull scarf, because this is the most goth thing
I know.
I've seen.
It's very obviously on brand with the memento mori, but it's also got that sort of pirate energy, sort of a gothic mermaid, which I'm very into. So it couldn't be more on brand for me. And yeah, I've never worn it. And like,
when did you get it?
I bought it really recently, in terms of like, I should have worn it. I bought it like sort of a year ago.
So you didn't get it like in the OG, like 2008, right?
False. I didn't, but I saw it. Like I saw like Mary Kate wearing it, and sort of, and I think I might have had one the first time around. But and probably still not worn it, and just sort of like slept with it and treasured it, and be like, one day I'll have a very nice wardrobe, and that wish came true. But this, I thought I could make it happen again for myself. I think it's happening anyway with the return of indie sleeves, and there's a lot of sort of young Alexa Chungs out there, budding Alexa Chungs wearing this. I just can't seem to. It's just too on the nose, I think, for me. I don't think I can wear it just like out and about, but I could do it in a sort of like in summer, putting it on my shoulders in a cool, balmy evening. Or like a sort of a grey gardens moment.
She looks like a beautiful Victorian child in mourning. It's gorgeous. I love this look.
No, it is fab. Did I know it was going to be pale pink when it arrived from Bestier? No, I thought I'd ordered the white one, obviously, but it kind of works that it's the pale pink.
Because this is like such like of our childhood, of our youth. Like,
yes.
When did you start getting into this world of goth? And am I saying this correctly? Because like some people are very sensitive about using the term goth.
Totally. I think for a lot of people, goths were like either total freaks or the subject of ridicule, and actually like both. And I think for me, I came into it in I was a child of the 90s. Like I obviously wasn't around in the actual days of the subculture, the Batcave or Susie Sue, sadly. And for me, I got it through, I came to the more macabre side of things through film as opposed to goth music. And it just, all of this sort of culture that appealed to me was dark and a bit sad and a bit spooky. And that made me feel better, just being into that whole aesthetic in that world.
And you mentioned some movies too, actually, in the book. There was like The Fly.
The Craft. The Craft. Love.
Love.
But The Craft was very instrumental for me growing up. I sort of was like, I want to be that girl, all of them. I want to be all of them. I want to be a witch. And I really tried to be a witch. I thought I was like, because I felt quite lonely as a kid. So I was like, oh, I think it's because I got secret powers. It was not. Narrator, it was not. Sadly.
I love this. This is like leather, like the thinnest, like most delicate leather ever.
It feels like paper.
Like smooth,
Crackled
juicy paper. And inside, it's like a suede.
Yeah. No, the suede, they were just like, we're gonna do that. They didn't need to.
Oh yeah,
they did it.
That's how you know it's good. Like that's the line is always about the lining.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's quality. And
basically, with this, I just don't know what to wear it with. I believe there's a matching skirt out there, which I think I need to reunite the Montagues and the Capulets to make it a thing, a whole holistic moment, because I've tried to, like, it's also for tiny people, so getting it on, I can't wear it over something, because I thought I'd just throw it on, but it's not really a throw on, it's sort of, it becomes your skin.
I think it has to be like, yeah.
It's your skin, which is fine, but I love, like, just hanging it up, because because I haven't worn it doesn't mean it doesn't add something to the collection, like having it on a hanger in the house. I'm like, oh, this is my chartreuse organza leather moment.
Wait, how long ago did you get it?
I think it's been a couple of years now that it's been in my wardrobe.
Just sitting there stagnant.
Just sitting there stagnant, but like breathing.
Listen, I mean, you have such a rich history with fashion. I mean, can you describe like how you got into it, your first job, the whole shebang?
I knew I always wanted to work in a magazine because I thought it was glamorous. It's not. And I worked at ID, but I think, so reporting on fashion was one thing, but I don't think I was like looking to brands and designers thinking that I could be a part of that. I had clothes that maybe I get at a thrift shop, buy sell trade in Notting Hill. Like I went to a lot of vintage shops in Notting Hill, and maybe on like a little European holiday I'd go, but it wasn't like a designer moment. It was just like, this is sort of some like 90s black mini dress which I'd pair with my like Doc Martens, and I always wore a choker, which back then didn't actually work. I didn't realize that. Now I'll wear like a sort of Galliano Masai choker, but back then I'd be wearing a natural dog's collar. This was like straight out of Oxford, first sort of internship at ID.
Oh, well, I mean, like the dog collar, very ID.
Yeah, but actually I've been doing dog's collars for years. I think for me, because it was like I needed something to my family is very traditional. And I think I was like, I need to not dress in a traditional way. I need to offset. And also I think, I was wearing dog collars, I think, as a teenager, just because it was that idea of like wanting to scare people. There's a line in The Craft, actually, where the bus driver goes to the witches, the four girls. He's like, oh, be careful of the weirdos. And then Nancy's like, we are the weirdos, mister. I was like, yes. I wanted to be the weirdo. When I was like hanging out with my mum's like really trad friends, I wanted to be like spooky, and I never took off my eyeliner, even though my mum was like, you're gonna get styes, and like she was fucking right, I did, but it was worth it. This idea of like wanting to not be hot and wanting to be scary, but also like deep down, because you're a teenager, like wanting to be hot, but like not being scared to sort of like I was like, okay, I can't really do the push-up bra, and I wasn't blonde, and I didn't know how to be like the hot girl. So I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll like lean into the witchiness. Like I've got a witchy nose, so I was like, why don't I just lean into that, like spooky, scary. The most recent veering away was when I had my son. I suddenly was like, I don't know how to be an adult, and I definitely don't know how to be a mother. That is still true. I both are still true. And I was like, oh, I know what I need to start wearing like the row. Just
like
the row.
yummy mummy.
I was like, I need to be a yummy mummy, and I got balayage in my hair, like a sort of blonde highlights. It was. I was basically having a breakdown. But this is actually kind of identity crisis as well.
Bring her out. The Dolces.
These Dolce. Coyote Ugly, Dolce brown suede, flares.
It's like this applique of leather on here. Oh my god! And look at the.
She's
the
rich.
Coins.
She's rich.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
You could just use these if you ever
put it in like in a
somewhere.
slot machine. That's your cab fare home. This, I think I was like trying to be someone again that I wasn't. Like these have been worn. I like see the telltale sign of wearage. Unclear what that is, and maybe don't zoom in too close. White stain. Oh dear. This I think I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a hot Coyote Ugly girl.
When did you get this?
Like I think it was it would have been pre-Tom. I think I was like, I'm gonna land a man in these. It did not. Look, clothes aren't going to fix real life problems, obviously, but they might give you the tools that you need to sort of like cope with whatever's coming your way. If you sort of like, okay, I need to be put together, so like my outfit's put together and like I can face it, so I need to dress like a sickly Victorian child. Because you want...
I said chic Victorian
Okay,
child.
and I read sickly, but like, if I want to like incite pity, I'll dress sickly. And people are like, oh, are you okay? I love it. And people are like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Pro tip.
Yeah, pro tip. But I think, clothes are so important to how you look, obviously, and feel, and how people interact with you, and how you move through the world. It's like an armor through which you can like protect if you're feeling vulnerable, but it's also like a conversation starter, like, oh my god, I love your top, da, 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 which I do.
I think it's like Moschino.
Good, as it should be.
I have to pull it down.
Bump is the new accessory.
Yeah, bump is a new accessory. A question too about the book is like, because how long were you working on it? Because there's so much research involved.
I was working on it. I was pregnant with my second baby, and I think it took like 6 months to research and write, and then there was the whole editing afterwards. But it was fun. It was an amazing time to just research and like rub away the brain rot that's been incurred from just living in the world, I guess. The more I was like looking at all these different women and looking at things that I was into when I was younger, my mind, I guess, was blown by the connections, that it was all part of the same world. And like the more I read into it and researched, the more it proved this point that I was making, that like we're definitely moving into this darker era, and that's because the whole world is going to shit. And I think we need that darkness in order to cope with this idea of darkness, or like this dark culture, in order to cope with the dark realities, like the grim realities of our world. And then what was really interesting is like after the book was written, then there was like Beetlejuice 2, and then there was like Nosferatu, and like more things. I was like, damn, I wish I could have included that. So it was all part of that. I was like, I got into a point, I was like, everything is, I was like sticking things on the wall, being like, everything's connected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a mad scientist moment.
Yeah, and I was like, I get it. So it was very that.
That's interesting though, because like Victorian mourning culture is such a huge moment.
Yes.
I mean, like, the whole like the hair, mourning jewelry. And
yeah, amazing.
I wonder if that's because of like there was just so much sickness in the world at the time. And death.
There was a lot of death. Mortality rates were what they were, and I think there was a lot of doom and gloom around. And I think the funeral became this way of celebrating the life of the people who have departed. And yeah, you had the locks of hair, the memento mori, the locks of hair on bracelets. There was like jet beading, and you mourned. And then obviously Queen Victoria, right? Her beloved died, and she was like, I'm never gonna wear colour again, only black, because I'm in mourning. And I think people were like, right, that's it, that's that. And she also made the white wedding dress.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, she did the black mourning dress and the white wedding dress. Before people would wear colour, and I think they suddenly were like, oh, you know what, white, love.
So now we are in the closet of Tish.
Welcome.
Welcome, and I love this. This Dior, is this Galliano era?
Yeah, this sure is.
And it's leopard print, and it has that beautiful golden lace. What is the story? Have you worn it? When did you buy it?
So this, I think I got like a year ago from Reese, that French vintage platform. Because it was JG, I was like, obviously, he's my North Star. I love him. And so I was like, obviously, and it's leopard, and like, leopard is a neutral, as we know.
Yeah. I've heard so many women say, you know who says that? Plum.
Oh. An animal print is a version of a print that's a neutral. So an animal print almost goes with everything. Like a rose print doesn't go with anything.
I can't explain why I've never worn this. I actually just love hanging it. And like having it visible, because it sort of adds to it. It's like it has an interior's intention. We've got a lot of leopard print in the home. She's not a minimalist, and I love it. But yeah, I just haven't worn it yet.
This is fabulous.
This is
Chanel, beautiful, so supple, so soft. And what is this scarf attached?
Yeah, it's a little pussy bow moment. I think the pussy bowness of it all, every time I want to wear it, and I tried it on so many times, I'm like, yes, I can do it. The pussy bowness of it all, I'm just like, because it's casual. Like, I don't mind wearing a ball gown to a dinner, even though that's not the dress code. That's sort of fine. By night, I can be like, oh, well, I'll wear whatever. But like being out in the day wearing a pussy bow, I feel like a bit of a cunt. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just like, well, why are you wearing that? Like, if it was just the cardigan, fine. But there's the pussy bowness of it all. It's
Can
like,
you get it, just cut it out?
But then I'm like, why not? Like, why can't I be a pussy bow wearer?
I don't know how to help you with the pussy bow.
It's fine, I'll figure it out.
Okay, you'll report back.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tish, it was so lovely to finally meet you in person, go through your beautiful schmaltos, as we say, in New York City, and, I don't know, learn a bit more about you.
Thank you so much for having me and crucially helping me through this as I navigate this treacherous sartorial journey of NEVERWORNS.
Oh, fab. Well, there's a copay involved, so as we do in the United States, can't say the same for England, so we'll bill you later.
Great, thank you.
NEVERWORNS. Wow, that was...